Hello everyone, welcome to Code Northeast, and this is a special video that we designed as part of our 100th video completion. Okay, so in our channel we have completed all 99 videos and this is going to be the 100th video. So we decided to do something special for this occasion. Okay, so today in this video we are going to create a application which will be a clone of Google Drive. Okay, so this will basically be a cloud storage that you can host in your own laptop. Okay, and the cool thing about this is we will use this create this using only Java. Okay, so the reason behind making this video is that so that whoever sees this video and is currently following our mastering core Java course, he or she will get motivated that after learning Java what he or she can do. Okay, and then if someone is already aware with Java, then I hope they can enjoy this video or learn something new, and that will be very good. Okay, so next let's understand what we'll do in this video. So basically we will start from the scratch and develop the basic functions of how a clone of a Google Drive can work, and you can actually create your own cloud storage. Okay, we will not focus on the UI side. The main goal of this video is to give you an overview of how simple logic you can use to develop a application. All right, the code will be shown to you step by step, so nothing to worry on that front. Apart from that, you should be aware of core Java basics, you should be knowing servlets, and also you should be knowing JSP and JSTL. Okay, and then what are the prerequisites? Okay, to start with this application development you need to have Apache Tomcat server. Okay, because we are going to create a application that we can host on the server, right? Albeit it will be a local server only, but then also you need some web server running on your local laptop. Okay, next you need 3 jar, one commons file upload, commons input output, and JSTL. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's start with the development. Okay, so I have opened the Eclipse. Then what I need to do is just select a new project and select dynamic web project. Okay, all right, then I will give it a name like Google Drive clone. Okay, then click on next and then click on next. Okay, we'll generate the web.xml as well and click on finish. Okay, sometimes your Eclipse may not be showing dynamic web project. At that time you can use window. Okay, you can you can go to help and install new application. Okay, new softwares. So once your dynamic web project is created, it will look something like this. Okay, so let's create a JSP file in this. Write JSP, select JSP file, and then we will name it index.jsp. Okay, and click on finish. All right, so the title will give something like home page. Okay, and then h1 welcome to Google Drive clone. Okay, it will be something like this. Let's run this on the server. Okay, click run on server, click Apache, search for Apache, then you need to select Apache 9. I have Apache 9, so I will be using Apache 9 only. Then click on browse, then you need to go to the folder where you have your Apache Tomcat. Okay, just select the folder, click on finish. So it will start configuring your server and we will resume once this configuration is finished. So our configuration of Tomcat server has finished and we are able to print the Google Drive clone. Okay, whatever we wrote here, welcome to Google Drive clone, but you see there is an error that is being thrown. That is because the server runtime library has not been imported. Okay, it's not been added to the build path. So just click on this, click on library, then click on server runtime and select the Tomcat and click on finish. Okay, just apply and close. So you may be noticing that I'm going fast because, as I said, this will be a special video, so I will be trying to complete the whole application in this video itself. Okay, So here I am going to give a hyperlink, write something like start browsing your files. All right, and then inside this I will write, okay, 1 minute, just then what I can write is, I can write request dot get context path, okay, and then I will put something like file controller. All right, so this should be able give us a link and it will call the file controller. Okay, so here what I need to do, I will just create a package, okay, code any dot servlet. This will be our servlets. All right, click on finish. Then I will copy this name, and using this name I will create a servlet here. All right, just search for servlet, click on next, give the name, click on next, and I think rest of the things will be handled automatically. And yeah, it's been handled. Okay, so now we will, when I click on this link, all right, when I click on this link it will come to this file controller, okay, this servlet. Let me reduce the size of this. Okay, so this will be your act like your home page, and then it will come to this file controller and simply it will start browsing your home page from here. That means the home folder. Okay, so before we continue, let me just give you a brief overview of what our application will be able to do. So our Google Drive clone, what it will do, it will host a local server, a local cloud storage, okay, and it will be able to browse a folder, and it will be also be able to browse all the files given in that folder. Okay, this folder will be in the server. It can go to a child folder. It will be able to download the files. It will even be able to upload some files. Okay, then we can create some our own folder and delete folders as well. Okay, for this purpose I have dedicated this test folder, okay, this test folder, and then this I will use as our home folder. Okay, from here we will navigate to other folders like folder 1, folder 2, and I have copied some dummy files in here as well, one worksheet and one notes. Inside the folder 2 I have some picture as well. Okay, I have images as well. So let's start. Okay, so first we need the path of our folder, okay, home folder or whatever folder that will receive. We need the path for that. Just select parameter. Okay, then what we need to do, we need to get the path. All right, get the path. Now if path equal to null or path dot is empty, okay, then path will be something. Okay, so I need to configure the home path, right? I will configure something like private static final. It will be a string. I'll give it a name like parent path. Okay, let's come here. We will copy this and we have pasted it here. Okay, so when the path is null, then we can assign the parent value, right? Parent path value. That is absolutely correct. Then I will write one method like list files. Okay, and inside this I will send path, I will send the request and response. Okay, this is the servlet request and servlet response. Just hover over it, our Eclipse will intelligently handle it and create the method for us. Okay, so inside this method what we need file. Okay, file path new file, then we'll put the path. Okay, just import this path as well, right? Then what we need to do, we need file list. This will be one array. Okay, just file path dot list files. Okay, this will actually return a array of files inside this file path folder. All right, so right now you can assume it will be in our parent folder. Okay, so we can write a for loop. It will actually be a for each. Okay, something like file and then you will iterate through file list. All right. Okay, to store this we will need two array list like folders equal to new. Okay, I'll just copy it to save some time. It will be something like so. Two array list I have created. One will be your folders, it will have your folder information, and another will be files, it will have your file information. Okay, so here in the for loop we will give one if else condition like file dot is directory. In that case what it will do, we will add in the folders. Okay, folders file. All right, dot get name, we will just take the name of the file. Okay, it will be string, get name will return a string. Okay, else we will add in files. Okay, this will contain the information of the file. Okay, so once done, what we need to do, we need to add attributes to our request. Okay, so I have quickly copied the attributes. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to set the attribute of the path. Okay, this will give the current path to our next file. Okay, that means the next JSP where we will send our request. Okay, and then we will add our folders where we have added the list of folder, and then we will also set the attribute of files. Okay, in that we will send the files object, that means files list, which will have the list of the file in that specific path. Okay, then next what we'll do, we will get the servlet context, and then we will request dispatch, that means we will send a request to this file. Okay, list files.jsp, and in that we will forward the same request and response. Okay, so next what we need to do, inside the web app we need to actually create a JSP. So I have quickly created that JSP as well just to save some time. Okay, so in that JSP we will now show the list of files and folders that are present in that specific path. Okay, so before we start with this, we need to copy this libraries. Okay, copy this jar, as I said before, these are the prerequisite. Okay, just copy it in the lib folder, then click on OK. Okay, because we need this library JSTL and file upload and commons to continue with our code. All right, so once you copy, web app libraries will be applied automatically. Okay, next step, we need to copy these two tags. Okay, in the JSP, this will tell the JSP that we will be using JSTL tags, and also we need to import the array list. Okay, because we will get the array list folders and files in the JSP also. Just copy it and simply paste it here. Okay, so once pasted, we will start our actual coding. Okay, so first before we start, let's give a home page. All right, home page means we will go back to the parent folder when we click on this link. Simply I have copied the same code in our home page, and see, instead of start browsing file, we will give like home folder. All right, now we need to actually write some scriptlets. Okay, inside this we need to get our path. Okay, which is the current path, then we will get it from the attribute. Okay, get attribute, this will we will get in the path, because this path value, path attribute, we have assigned with the key, that is path name only. Similarly, the folder will have the folder's name, and file will have the file's name. All right, so I will quickly copy this as well. So I quickly wrote down the code for you. Similar to path, we are taking the folders array list and files array list. Okay, that is quite easy to understand, and as we have imported the array list, it is not throwing any error. Okay, so let's start with our code. We will first list down the folders. Okay, we will say list of folders, then we will also display what is our current folder. All right, simply we can use code like this, equal to we will display the path. All right, this will be our current folder, and inside this we will use a JSTL for each. Okay, so when I click on enter, Eclipse will automatically fill it up for me. Then we will put the items. Okay, so which items we need to iterate? All right, we'll use this el tag. Okay, so currently we need to iterate through folders. Just copy this. Okay, all right, something like this. Then we need to put the variable name. That means each of the iteration we need to have one variable name, right? So that will be this, and then inside this we will write a code for a form. Okay, simply we will declare one form, and then this form will have an action. That means it will go to some address, right? For example, we will make it go to another servlet. Okay, I think that will be good. Get context path. Okay, then we will use the same controller. Okay, same servlet, because what our servlet is doing, it is getting the path. If it's empty, it will be parent path. Otherwise it is using the path that is sent in the request parameter, and then it will list all the files and folder in it. Okay, so it is able to handle dynamically, then so that we don't need another servlet for this purpose. Okay, then right, we will put some method, for example get. Then what we need to pass the folder. Okay, we need to pass the next folder. So for that I will use input type submit. Okay, and the value will be something like we will give the folder name. All right, okay, so this will display a button which will have the folder. Okay, and then what we need to do, we need to send this variable. Okay, this path variable. So for that what we'll use hidden parameter, hidden. Then we will give some name like path. Okay, and the value will be, we'll use the previous path. Okay, previous path. Then we will give the folder where we are clicking. Okay, all right, I think this will work. Let's run it once and check. So our project has compiled and started the server. So our home page will be something like this. Then we'll click on start browsing your files. Then you see we are able to see our home folder link. Okay, then this is the current folder, that is the parent folder only, and this we have folder 1 and folder 2. Let's try by clicking on folder 1. Let's see if we can enter the folder 1 as well. So when we click on folder 1, we are able to enter the folder 1 and we are displayed something like child folder. Let's see if it matches with our file. Okay, with our actual folder. Yeah, inside folder we have child folder. Okay, so our code is working fine. So next step we need to display, next step will be we need to display the files as well. Okay, let me quickly write down the code for files. So I have quickly wrote down the code for files as well. Similarly to the folder, how we have iterated, same code we'll use. We'll use the for each JSTL tag and we'll iterate through files, and then in each line we will display the file. Okay, for a reason I am using href. I will explain to you in some time later. Okay, just click on this. As you can see, we are seeing list of files and we are seeing the files. Okay, let's go to folder 2. Inside folder 2 also we are able to see our file. Okay, so we are successfully able to display folder and able to display our files. So basically we have hosted our local server and we have given a cloud storage. Then next we are able to browse our folder and file. Next let's write a code for downloading those files and also to uploading those files. Alright, so our next step is writing a code for download, right? downloading this file. So for that I'll use a JSTL tag URL. Okay, so in the URL, the name, okay, the value of the next controller, that means the next servlet, I will give like something like download controller. All right, and then the name of this URL, that means the var, I will give something like let's say this is download URL. Okay, and now inside this we need to pass parameters, right? We need to pass the path. Okay, for that we need to put like name, the name of the parameter, and next we will assign some value to the parameter. Okay, this will be path only. All right, and then next we will send what file that we need to download. Okay, that will be your file only, right? Name I will give like file, and then the value will be something like file. All right, so this file we are sending in the parameter file, and the path we are not changing, it will be the same path we will be sending. Okay, so whenever someone clicks on this link, okay, at that time it will go to this servlet, and we will be passing all these parameters. Okay, for this case we will have something like download URL, right? Simply next just copy this. Okay, so that we don't face any error, we'll copy this, then we will create another servlet. Okay, just paste it and click on finish. Your servlet will be ready. So whenever a simple URL is clicked, obviously the get method will only be called, so we need to write our code in the do get only. Okay, first let's set the content type. Okay, content type like for first we will set text HTML only. Okay, then we will declare one print writer from the response itself, get writer. Okay, after that we need to import this print writer as well. We need to get the path. All right, I will go to the file controller and simply copy from here just to save some time. Okay, you can copy similar to this. All right, just copy this, then next we will get the file name also, right? So in that case we'll copy from here, and this will be your file. All right, so once done, next what we need to do, we need to tell our browser that whatever link this is, it is prompting to download one file. Okay, so for that what I will do, I'll put in the response set content type, will give application. Okay, octet stream. All right, this will tell that the file, that the content is a stream type. Okay, next what we'll do, we'll set the header. All right, we'll set the header something like content disposition, and then it will tell whether we can access this file in the browser itself or we need something else. Okay, or either this is a attachment. All right, simply we need this, and then we will put something like this. Okay, then plus we will give the file, that is the name of the file, and then plus apostrophe. Okay, simply close it. Then next step, we need file input stream, that means we will read the file from the server. Okay, file input stream, inside this we will use the path plus file dot separator plus we will get the file name. Okay, this will give the complete path, that means the complete file name of the file, that is the file along with the directory it is present in. Okay, so once we can read this, simply we will write int I then while, some code in the while will write, and then first we will read the value. Okay, int I equals to fis dot read, and as long as this is not -1, that means -1 means end of the file, as long as the file is not ended we will keep writing it. Okay, pw dot write, inside this I will put I. Okay, that means it will write this file. Okay, it will keep reading each byte and then it will write it in our client side. All right, then after this what we will do, we will close it and we'll close the print writer as well. So we have compiled and run our code in the server, and this is our parent file, right? Parent folder. Inside this we have two files. Just click on this notes. Okay, we'll save it here. See, it's prompting our downloads folder. We'll click on save and it's able to save. Okay, we can open the folder and here we have our notes. Just click on it. See, sample notes from beginning. All right, this is our server folder. Let's check the notes file in the server folder. Yeah, so the content is also matching. That means we are able to successfully download. Next step is we need to write the code for upload as well, right? So for that I have created the basic code I have written down. Here I am using a URL. It will call the upload controller. Okay, similar to download controller, we have created a upload controller. It will call the upload controller, and in that, like in download controller, we are also sending path in upload controller as well. Okay, then we have a form. This we are using to take the files. Okay, so here we see we are writing a form and the action will be this upload URL, and then we will use the method post and encoding type will be multipart and form data. Okay, inside that we will have a input type file. It will be able to select multiple files, and then simply we have given a submit button. Okay, so when someone clicks on submit, it will load the upload URL, it will send the path, and as well as it will send all the files. Okay, coming to the upload controller sublet, here I'm taking the path. Okay, path variable, then I have a simple try and catch, and finally, and in the finally I am just taking the path again and then forwarding to the file controller. Okay, the very first servlet that we created, file controller. Now let's start with our actual logic. Here I will use servlet file upload equals to new servlet file upload, and inside this I will create new disk. Okay, disk file item factory. Okay, and what this will do, it will parse the request and get the file from the request. Okay, we'll just import this. We'll import from the commons. Okay, keep in mind we'll import from the commons, and then what we'll do, we will write a list of file item. It will be your file list, and then what it will take from the upload parse request. As I said, parse request, then it will parse from the request. Okay, http request, it will select all the files, it will return the file item. All right, then just import this list as well, list and file item, and then what we will write, will iterate through all the files whatever the user has, that means the client has sent. Okay, that means file item from the file list. All right, so I quickly wrote down the code. What I am doing, I will take the file name from this file item, then I will, in case of Windows, sometimes whatever file we are uploading, it will have the whole path name, that means the along with the directory also it will be having. So that's why actually I am going to get the last index. Okay, last index of this slash, and then from that I will get the substring, and then I am creating a new file in the server using the path that is present in the server. Obviously the path is present in the server, right? The storage, then a file separator and the file name. Okay, so now we will use the file item from the client side to write into our file. Okay, that's it, that is the code. Now let's run and check. So here you see After we have written the code for upload, it's showing select files, and we have the browse field. Let's select the browse, and let's select this. Okay, and then we'll select multi file, then click on open, then let's click on upload files. Okay, so when we click on upload files, you see immediately the current folder is loaded, and we can see our two files, new logo PDF and post.png, is uploaded successfully. So as per our plan, the next functionalities that we are planning to add is creating and deleting folder. Okay, so for this I will simply copy this part of the code and modify from there only. All right, so once copied, I will rename this controller as folder controller and rename it as delete URL. Okay, notice that the URL that I am putting will be inside the for each loop of the folder. Okay, then I will use this delete URL only, right? Delete URL, and here instead of this file I will be showing delete folder. Okay, and the path will remain same. And then next things that we need to add is, one will be our action delete, that will be your action for this delete URL, and the next we will send, that will be our folder name. Okay, we will send something like folder. Okay, and inside this okay, I will copy from here as well, then just send the folder name in this. Okay, next step is we will write the form for our upload. Okay, so here our action will be, okay, our action will be, we'll copy from the top, we'll use the same kind of syntax. Okay, we'll copy from here and then simply I'll paste it, but the name of the controller will be folder controller. Okay, inside this we need to pass the same action, path and folder. Okay, but the folder will be input by the user, that is the difference. So your input type one will be hidden. Okay, we can take from our code only. So here we are passing the path, right? The same we need to do, but instead of the path plus folder, we will only send the current path. Okay, current path where our this folder will be created. Next we will send the action, this action will be create. Okay, earlier it was delete, here now it will be create. And then next step is we will take some text input from the user. Okay, this will be text, and the name will be same, we will keep, so that our code will function dynamically, right? Then we will put placeholder. Okay, the placeholder will be enter your folder name. All right, so once done, we'll put a submit button. Okay, we'll copy from here quickly, then paste it, and the submit button will make it say something like create folder. Okay, so I have quickly went ahead and created the folder controller. Inside this we will take the three parameters, path, action and folder, and then I have a try catch, it will catch any exception, and finally whatever happens it will return to the file controller servlet. Okay, it will send the path to the file controller servlet. Now let's write our code in the try and catch. First let's write for delete action dot equals ignore case. In this case it will be delete, right? So for case of delete we will write some file. Okay, we'll give it folder name equals to new file. All right, and the file will be path plus file dot separator plus folder. All right, this will be the folder that we are planning to delete. Okay, we'll use file utils dot clean directory. Okay, this will actually clean the directory, that means any content inside this directory will be deleted. Next step we will delete the directory itself. Okay, simple, right? Now next code we need to write is for create, right? This is even more easier. We just need to check for the action whether it is create or not, and once we check for create, then what we'll do, we can actually write the same code, right? We can write the same code. Then inside a if, we will check whether this folder name already exists or not exist. Okay, if it does not exist, then only we will make it create. Okay, then it will be mkdir, it will create our folder. Okay, this is a simple code. Let's run and check. Better yet, let's check in our Chrome browser itself. Here we will see welcome to Google Drive clone. Let's start by browsing our files. It will load and it will show something like file 1 and file 2. Okay, let's try to test our new code, that is the create folder. Click on create folder. Okay, our folder is easily being created. Let's try to delete this. Okay, delete folder is also working. Let's see if our notes is working. Download. Okay, download is also working. All right, then let's check whether our upload is working. Okay, let's select this and upload files. Okay, upload is also working and we are able to navigate between the folders as well. The beginning we said, right, that what we are developing is a local cloud storage, like it will be a clone of Google Drive. So that's why, to prove it, I have accessed it on the phone and using the IP of the laptop. So we are able to access our application here. Then just we need to go to start browsing files. Then see, we are able to access the same folder in our server and the files that are present in our server. Okay, let's check by downloading something, this PDF for example. When I click on this, okay, see, we are able to see the PDF, right? Then we will test this also. See, notes.txt download is being prompted, we can download. And for upload, let's upload this post. Okay, then click on upload files. You see, it's uploaded immediately. We can see the post. Okay, and then folder also, let's browse. We are able to see the folder, as you see. Let's go to home folder. Let's try creating a folder from phone. Okay, create a folder. See, and we should be able to delete this folder also. Let's delete folder 2. Okay, so it's showing it's deleted. Let's go to the laptop and check whether it actually reflected in the server as well. So let's see now whether the file that we uploaded from our phone is present in the server or not. This is the image that we uploaded from our phone. You can see it is present in the server, and also the folder that we created, this is also present in the server, and the folder that we deleted is now disappeared from the server. Okay, so what are the next steps that you can do in this application? All right, so you can actually write the code for deleting file. Right now we can only delete folder, you can delete files as well. Then you can make the UI very responsive, because right now we have done coding for only the bare minimum logic behind the backend. Okay, so you can write a responsive UI using JavaScript or an Angular. Okay, then you can authenticate user. Right now it has no security angle. You can use authentication of user, you can connect database, and you can assign specific folder to each user. Right now it is a central storage that is accessible by anyone who accesses our application. Then you can write a code such that it can authenticate and assign a folder per user. Okay, then you can use file sharing and access role. For example, a user has created a file and he wants to share with someone but only want to give read access. That also you can implement in this project. Okay, so hope you like this video, this special presentation from CNE, and if you have any doubt regarding any of the steps explained in this video, then feel free to comment below. We will surely try to clear your doubts. And don't forget to like and share this video with all your friends, whoever is interested in Java or any project they want to create. Okay, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more such videos, and also follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram link is in the profile. Thank you.